Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you the final checkout video of a really cool early model space saver, and it's a Western Electric, and so is the metal bell box. And this is Gene's telephone from Michigan, and we've done an initial checkout video of this bell box and space saver telephone, and we kind of showed the issues that was going on with the between the two, and the connection between the bell box and the space saver telephone has been replaced. This is a black original style cord that would run from the bell box to the space saver telephone. Now they had a blue line cord on it, kind of looked like maybe something that came off of a Princess telephone. And we also have a security handset cable running from the space saver to the handset. And we went ahead and utilized that situation because we're not real sure exactly what situation this telephone was in and why they had that. It could have been a business that had this. It could have been in a situation where they needed a heavy-duty cord. So we're going to, since it's been with it this long and it was on the unit when Gene received it, we're going to go ahead and utilize it. It always can be changed down the road, but it probably was being used for some type of reason, so we're going to call it original to the situation that the telephone was in. So it's an early model space saver. There was a lot of issues. We had to go through the bell box. We had to do quite a few different things to the bell and go through the connection block and get everything wired up. We also had to stabilize a modular line port so that Gene can plug any color, any length line cord into this and then go over to the feed, which would be the phone company or however he originates his telephone line. And so anyway, another issue with this telephone was on the rotary. It was bent pretty bad. I didn't notice it really on the initial video. Sometimes when we do these initial videos and I am getting my first look at the telephone, I don't always notice everything that was going on. But it had a pretty good bend in the rotary. Plus we had to go all through the rotary, pull it out, clean it, adjust it, oil it, and get everything racking off, all the numbers racking off properly. Another issue was the security cable went into the base of the space saver, but it was not stabilized. It would pull out. And so that was kind of loose in there. And what I did was I made both of my connections for my line cord that goes over to the bell box and the space saver or the handset security cable. I wanted to go into the bottom of the telephone. On these space savers, they give you two options. Either the line going out to the bell box or coming in or whatever, or the handset could either come out of the side, or one of them could come out of the side and one of them could come out of the bottom, or they could both come out of the side or both come out of the bottom. And I didn't want to take anything away from the telephone itself, so I wanted everything to come out of the bottom so that you get a nice clear view of the telephone when he mounts it. And it's just a really cool piece of equipment. Now I kind of have the handset sitting there because the space saver really should be mounted, and it's not going to stand on its own. So I kind of got it all propped up. Now let's do a little test here, and we're just going to go through some of the tests that we normally go through. That is just a very cool ring. I'm going to go ahead and swing the bell box over here so you can get a look at it. And get a look at the bells. It looks a little different inside than it did before. Now I'm going to go ahead and close the bell box up a little. And we're going to answer the telephone. And I'm going to give you some dial tone. And this is the final checkout video. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dial some numbers. And I'm going to have to hold the space saver. This kind of gives you a look at the space saver itself. But I'm going to go ahead and try to sneak in here and dial some of the numbers while I hold the space saver. We're going to walk through our And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transmit, I want to end in a 2. I want to transmit into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see this red indicator light right here, that shows 100% modulation every time I transmit or speak into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. And then what I want to do is I want to give you some dial tone. And I want to walk through our numbers again on our space saver. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to end in a 2. And then I'm going to hang up. I'm also going to ring the unit again. I'll let that go one more time since that was one of the issues. Just has a very cool ring to it. Now this gives you a look at the, I'm going to give you a side look at this. This is an early model space saver. And then your mounting bracket in the back. It's just a very, very cool setup that he has here. And so another thing that I want to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and switch the line over into a regular telephone line. Give you some dial tone here. Now I'm going to go ahead and dial, say, like a time and temp number. I misdialed that, so that sometimes happens.
Good afternoon. Credit issues? Apply by phone anytime at 622-4600. 622-4600. Same day approval available. Today is Monday, September 5th. The time is 4:40. Current temperature 82 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the upper 40s, sunny on Tuesday, a high in the mid-70s.
Okay, now what I want to do is I want to give you some dial tone. And I want to call my number, which will be busy. Okay, now let's do this. Let's call like a Walmart or something. I'm going to see if I got that number. Okay. might ask them a question here if they answer. Yeah, could I get electronics over by where the telephones are? I'm going to ask them a question here real quick. Let's see if they answer here. Might be on break. Yeah, can you hear me okay on this telephone?
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys carry any kind of a Western Electric Space Saver telephone?
Home phone.
You don't carry them? Yeah, it's like a regular home phone.
The only home phone brands we have is the BTEC and Unity and AT&T, and I think we have one Panasonic also.
Oh, okay, so they don't have like the Western Electric stuff no more? No? Okay, well, you have a nice day. You've been a lot of help. Thanks. Bye now. Well, we know you can't just go down to the local Walmart any longer and pick up a Western Electric Space Saver telephone and bell box. Now, I don't think you ever could, but, you know, Walmart says they have almost everything, so, you know, it's a shame that you can't go to the store or go to, you know, some type of an entity that would have this equipment any longer. And I think Gene's going to be really happy to get this set up and working. And I hope he sends me a picture of something after he mounts it all, because it's really a cool telephone setup. And I think he's going to be doing this as soon as he gets it back. But anyway, this is a little look at the inside of the bell box, and it's in pretty good shape. You know, we cleaned it up a little bit, but I don't get too excited about cleaning on things, because I think, you know, my opinion is they look pretty good the way they were in a using environment. And the telephone was used, and there's a lot of use and wear and tear on these telephones, and they've made it this far, so I think they just look kind of, you know, cool the way they are when they come in a lot of times. You know, sometimes it's all right to have one that looks brand new and shiny, but there's nothing wrong with this, and I think most of the collectors prefer to get a hold of them before, you know, they're massacred with all the, you know, cosmetic kind of stuff. So this is just a really cool working man's telephone, and here it is, and everything is still working. It just needed a little care and gone through. So we went through the bell and got all that working, adjusted on it. I don't know, there's some adjustments here. If you've ever worked on a telephone, you have to work on them. And you also have your spring here that has to be adjusted slightly. Went through the network, got all that secured and worked out. Went through the block here and made some new connections. We have our line cord that shoots over to the Space Saver. That's mounted, and that's not going to go anywhere. There's also a little keeper here that you can actually bring your line cord. See, now Gene can bring his line cord in through the back on either side. He can loop it around this keeper here that they have on the board, and run it over here to a modular port that we have secured and actually put into this area of the telephone. All he has to do is simply unplug it and plug it in this modular port, and he'll be good now, and he won't have to worry about any kind of major wiring connections or anything. So that kind of gives you a look at the telephone and bell box, and I'll give you one more look at the Space Saver here. It's just a very cool early model Space Saver, and it's all Western Electric equipment. Kind of gives you an idea of what that looks like. And I think we're just going to go ahead, since it's pretty simple to change these center dial rings unless I hear something different from Gene. We're going to go ahead and leave what was in the informational dial circle card. I'm just going to leave that information in there because that's kind of original. And we know the telephone works because it was still plugged into the line. I think what I'm going to do at the end here is I'm going to go ahead and ring this telephone one more time, and I'm just going to leave it open. I'm going to try to get it in a situation where the video can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and hang up the space saver, but yet I'm going to reach over and ring the telephone. There's your dial tone. And we'll run through the numbers one more time. Try to do this so that you can see it. I'm going to end in at 2, and I'm going to go ahead and transmit. If you watch this red light here on the analyzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know this telephone is in working condition, and it's ready to be sent back to Gene. And this is just a really cool setup, and I think that everybody would enjoy having one of these setups, especially this early model Space Saver telephone in the metal bell box. It just goes together so well, and it's just a really cool piece of the past, and you're just never going to see this stuff again. They're just never going to, make anything of the quality. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.